Hello, or welcome back, or welcome to my channel. It is Sunshine Lorena, and this is my March TBR. So guys, it has been a minute, or a month actually, since I've sat down and filmed. I took an unintentional break in February. Why? I was just very busy, and my reading honestly was, it hasn't been the best, but it hasn't been the worst either in February. It's just been a very odd month. Like I said, super busy. Also, I am studying for the certificate, so very busy. So this is gonna be my March TBR. I am not gonna be playing my Deal My TBR game. Played it 2 months, guys, and the third month we're already not playing it. It's just this month, guys, promise. Basically, between me requesting and other publishers just saying, here, have this ARC on NetGalley, I have 5 ARCs that are books that are coming out in March. So that is basically has to be my TBR. I'm not going to play the game, and mess up things because I do not want to overload myself. Because again, second half of March, I'm going to be busy. So I need to give myself the best chance of succeeding. Like I said, February's reading it's been okay. It's not been too bad, but I have not completed my TBR. I did get on a read along with Tandem in February, which I forgot. I signed up for it. There's another one now in March, which will be on this TBR, guys. But it's part of a global readathon that they're doing with Singaporean fiction. So there's 3 books. I wasn't on the first one. That's Miss Cassidy. The one that I'm still reading right now is Dearest Intimate. So watch out for the review. I've been posting stuff like on here and Instagramming stuff, so you can see the reels and my thoughts. There's a whole highlight of that, but loving this. But wait for the review once I have my full thoughts. So yes, let's just get into this March TBR. I'm actually going to kick off with the read along book first. Then I'll take you through these ARCs that I have to get through in March. And I am planning on doing a vlog in March of, March new releases. I'm not going to do all 5 because that will probably take the entire month for me to do that vlog. Probably going to do about 3. So let me know in the comments if there's anyone in particular that you would really like to see in that vlog, and I will try my best to include it. For the read along book that I'll be reading in March as part of the Tandem Collective's global read along is Work-Life Balance. So this is a combination of like comic graphic novel with prose. So I believe Benjamin Chi is doing like the art, the illustrations, that side of it, the graphic novel part, and then the prose is done by Wayne Rennie. So this is in collaboration with National Arts Council in Singapore, just bringing and highlighting some Singaporean fiction. This is like huge read-alongs. Like I said, I'm on the Dearest Intimate one, and there's like 250 people on that one. I believe it's around about the same for this. So these are really big campaigns, and I would have never picked these up on my own because I'd never heard of them. So this one, like I said, is a combination. I will get to the synopsis just now. It's a combination of prose and like kind of comics, graphic novels. So I will do a little flick through here. As you can see, we have our graphic novel comic section. Oh, lost the bookmark there. And then we have prose in between as well. So I have never seen or read anything like this, and I think that style is going to be super interesting, the combination of the two. So I believe there's elements of like fantasy in this as well as Asian mythology. So this one, when a menacing multinational arrives on our shores, familiar creatures like Pontiacs, Managals, I am butchering this, sorry guys, Rakasais and Bajiaogis are forced out of their job. Some give in and sign up for the mundane corporate life, but others would rather fight than join the broken-spirited hordes of the desk-bound. So yes, it's intertwining comics and prose in this collection to bring you familiar Asian mythology in an even more familiar setting, the realm of the dead-end work, glass ceilings and truly hellish bosses. I'm super intrigued about this one because obviously it is a concept that we all very much are familiar with. Also, this cover is like so interesting, and I could take forever to like go through this, but I'm looking forward to this. It's going to be around mid-March, they said, for start date. It's not confirmed yet because with it being a global readathon, these have to be sent to lots of different countries across the world, and it takes longer for others to receive it. So we're waiting until the majority of the people have them before we start. But I'm super intrigued about this, and I can't wait to like share my thoughts on this one. Okay, so let's now just get on to these ARCs that are coming out in March that I need to read. I'm gonna start with like one of my most anticipated, I'm saying this, but actually looking at my list, there is like 3, I'm excited to read all of them, but there's 3 in particular that like stand out a little bit more because they are continuations of other books, other series, stuff. So let's start with that. So it's The Good, the Bad and the Antis. This is the 3rd book in the Dial for A Anti series, and this is by Jessie Sutano. I'm obviously not going to take you through a synopsis of this 3rd book because it will probably give you spoilers for the first ones. However, I will give you kind of a brief overview of what the synopsis is for the first one. And like I said, this is just continue on, and in this one I'm just checking, it takes part, it's going to be in Jakarta for a family celebration in this 3rd one. So there's festivities and you know there's lots of extravagant gifts, but apparently not all the presents were meant for them. So there's going to be something going on with that, but I don't want to go any more into that synopsis like I said because spoilers. So in the first one we're introduced to Medi. She is in her 20s if I remember correctly, and she is the only daughter of her mum. Her mum has 2 other sisters and Medi is the only girl out of all of their kids. The rest of them are all boys. So they have a family business, it's in weddings. Medi's a photographer, one of the aunts does flowers, the other one does like, I think they're arranging, and the other one's like the cake chef person. More or less, that's kind of the setup. So they have this family business, so they run weddings. And the first book, there is a wedding involved, obviously. However, there was like somebody was accidentally killed and they're trying to hide a body whilst at this wedding, guys. I'm not gonna go too much into it more than that, but honestly this goes across a few different genres. So there's dark humor, there's a bit of comedy, also murder mystery vibes, there's a whole thing going on, guys, and it is just so good. The first one I listened to the audiobook and it was chef's kiss, amazing. The second one I got the ARCS, I just read it, and again the 3rd one, ARC, I'm gonna read it. But the second one was like a 4.5, first one 5 stars. So this, I have high hopes for this one, what it's gonna be like, and I just cannot wait to get to it. Okay, the next continuation in this series, one that I'm excited to get to, is Black Wolf, and it's by Juan Gomez Jurado. And this is the 2nd in the Red Queen series. They're finally being translated to English. I think it was last March when they translated the first one, The Red Queen, and it is a Spanish thriller series. It's like hugely popular internationally, and they finally only just got around to like translating them all. So it's a thriller. I will go through the synopsis of this one because you know it's investigation of a different case, so I'm not going to give spoilers of the first one from this. However, in general, I feel like you should kinda, if you can, read them in order in general in thriller series because it does give you background details of your protagonists who are doing the investigating type elements, which you miss out on, you know? Also seeing their character build up throughout the books. So Antonia Scott is the linchpin of the Red Queen project, created to work behind the scenes to solve the most dark, devious and dangerous crimes. In southern Spain, in the Costa del Sol, a key mafia figure is found brutally murdered in his villa. His pregnant wife, Lola Moreno, barely escapes an attempt to kill her and is on the run. An unusual shipping container arrives from St. Petersburg in Spain with the corpses of 9 women. Now Antonia, with the help of her protector, John Gutierrez, must track down the missing Lola, but they aren't the only ones. A dangerous hitman known as the Black Wolf is also on her trail. And Antonia Scott, still plagued by her personal demons, must outwit, outmaneuver, and ultimately face this terrible, mysterious. I love the sound of the synopsis. I hadn't requested this one yet and they sent it to me and I was like, guys, you just saved me time clicking a button because I was obviously going to request this and make my TBR huge. But yes, I really enjoy it. You know, Antonia Scott, she is kind of doing a detective thing, although in the synopsis sounds like it's also protecting. But yes, it is compelling, it's intriguing. I really enjoyed the first one and really looking forward to the second one. Okay, the 3rd and last kind of series continuation of these arcs that I'll be reading is Dark Star Burning Ash Falls White by Emily Wen Zhao. So this is the 2nd in a duology. The first one again came out last year, I think it was last February. Loved it, it was 5 stars, guys. And this is like a YA fantasy series and cover stunning. It is just stunning, and yeah, looking forward to this one. So it's inspired by mythology and folk lore of ancient China. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go back to the original synopsis and go to the first one rather than this one, because again, there's probably gonna be some spoilers in here for the first one. That I would accidentally tell you about. So the first one is called Song of Silver Flame Like Night. Again, it was another gorgeous, stunning cover. The books are in a fallen kingdom, and one girl carries the key to discovering the secrets of her nation's past and unleashing the demons that sleep at his heart. Once Lan had a different name, now she goes by the one the Elation colonizers gave her. She spends her days scavenging from remnants of the past for anything that might help her understand the strange mark burning into her arm by her mother and her last act before she died. No one can see this mysterious mark until the night Zen appears at the tea house and saves her. Zen is a practitioner, one of the fabled musicians of the Last Kingdom. His abilities were rumoured to be drawn from the demons they communed with. Magic believed to be long lost, magic to be hidden at all costs. Both Lan and Zen have secrets buried deep within. Fate has connected them, but their destiny remains unwritten. Both hold the power to liberate their land, and both hold the power to destroy the world. So that is the synopsis of the first one. The second one obviously is a continuation of that, and like I said, it's duology, so this is where the series finishes. I really enjoyed duologies because, you know, it means that I don't have to keep reading like 3, 4, 5, 6 fantasy books, although they are good, but it's nice to have like it done and ticked off, guys. Okay, so the next one on this list is actually an audiobook. Finally, thank goodness I have one audiobook in this list because it will make it a little bit easier to try and get through all of these books. And that is How to Solve Your Own Murder by Kirsten Perrin. This one thankfully comes out on the 26th of March, so I do pretty much have all month to try and get through this one. But this is a debut, and it's supposed to be a hilarious mystery with a killer hook, and it's supposed to be perfect for fans of Knives Out, which I really enjoyed, and Only Murders in the Building, again, really enjoyed. What intrigued me to like pick this one up. So Frances always said she'd be murdered. She was right. In 1965, when Frances Adams was 17, a fortune teller told her that one day she'll be murdered. Thus began a lifetime of trying to prevent the crime that would be her eventual demise. No one took Frances seriously for 60 years, until, of course, she was murdered. But for Frances, being the village busybody was a form of insurance. She spent a lifetime compiling dirt on every person she met, just in case they might turn out to be her killer. In the heart of her sprawling countryside estate lies an eccentric library of detective work, where the right person could step in and use their findings to solve her murder. When her great niece Annie arrives from London and discovers that Frances's worst fear has come true, Annie is thrust into her great aunt's last act of revenge against her sceptical friends and family. Frances's will stipulates the person who solves her murder inherits her millions, and she's challenged a group that includes Annie to prove to the world that Frances was right all along about her future. Can Annie unravel the mystery and find justice for Frances, or will digging up the past lead her into the path of the killer? It sounds super intriguing, interesting, and I think it's going to be funny. Also intrigued to see who these other groups of people are going to be the ones trying to solve it, and I feel like obviously Annie isn't the murderer because why would she be a protagonist? But then that could be like a huge twist. Who knows, guys? I'm intrigued. You will find out my thoughts once I read it. And finally, the last book that I will be reading in March, or at least trying to read in March, and is coming out in March, is How to Kill a Guy in 10 Ways. She's playing with fire, they're gonna get burned. And this is by Eve Kellerman. So initially what attracted me to this one was the cover and the title, because it was kind of giving me Sweet Pea vibes, kind of just by that title. This one again is coming out at the end of the month, 28th of March, so I have all month to read it, which I will, guys. I will. So, are you on a date that this doesn't feel right? Can't you like creepy guy at the bar? Worried you're being followed home? Message M. After one too many terrifying encounters, Millie Masters sets up a hotline for women who feel unsafe walking home alone at night. Message M. But very quickly, she realises that there's much more to be done to help women who call in, because the men just do it again the next night, and the next, and the next. And when her own sister is assaulted on a night out, the temptation to take the law into her own hands becomes too much to resist, because M can also stand for murder. A deliciously dark, hilariously twisted serial killer thriller with a vicious female lead readers can't help but root for. So I'm intrigued by the description. Like I said, it's giving me a little bit kind of Sweet Pea vibes, but that is a little bit different. But I think it is going to have like dark humour, it's going to be funny, but also obviously involving crimes. It's going to be interesting to see what it's like. I think this might be a debut as well. But yes, it's super intrigued to read that one, and that is all of the books that I will be attempting to read in March. At least work-life balance will be read because that is a read-along. The others we'll have to wait and see if I actually read it. But yes, thank you so much. Like I said before, let me know if any of these ones come out in March that you are particularly interested for me to have in that vlog. Hit that like button, hit subscribe if you don't want to miss out on any more content from me, and I will hopefully see you in the next video, which guys, it's not gonna be a month again. There will be one coming soon. So thank you so much for watching. Bye. Hello, welcome back. My head is cut off. This is not great. Let's move you a little bit back, guys. better slightly? Have I gotten taller? Who knows? It's been a while. This is not a great setup, guys.